All right, so we're going to be having a very interesting meeting this evening. So a couple of things that we want to talk about. But we're so happy that those of you who are here because we announced this as a special meeting. We announced it as a Black Friday special meeting because we don't have meetings on Fridays. In fact, we've only had one meeting like this on a Friday, and that we had a special guest with us at the time. It was Dr. Nkluzzi, and that was quite an amazing meeting. But today we're just going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive on the subject of diabetes and sharing some things that we hope is going to be of benefit to you, things that you can potentially share with people that are connected to you. And we're hoping that you'll be able to take this video and just share it with them, or some of the stories that you'll hear, and make sure that folks are going to be on the meetings coming up, especially the next meeting with Dr. Prasad on December the 4th. Okay. So before we get started, just we want to keep in mind something, that the FDA has not evaluated any other comments that we're making. Nothing that we're saying is scripted. We're not making any claims that MicroDaily or any of the Engage Global products or any product that we talk about are a treatment or cure for any disease. When you hear testimonials, please know that they're purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. We're not allowed to make a claim that something is going to benefit you or anybody else. We can't say that. Only the government can declare something to be a treatment or a drug. But the information we're passing on to you can be taken into consideration when making decisions about your health and your well-being. Cover all the bases there, Jeff?
You got it. You got it. I could pull it up here on the screen and you could read through it all, but you've done a really good job putting our disclaimer out.
I think what would be good is, before we do that, one of the testimonials, throw it up on the screen again. But okay. There was a documentary that ran on PBS about 2 years ago. And did anybody see the documentary Blood Sugar Rising? Anybody see that? Wow, we should just came prepared to play the whole thing. I don't know, Nick, I think we messed up. I'll tell you what, Nick, let's go ahead and play a portion of it. We have about 4 minutes and 50 seconds of it that we want to play, because it's really an eye-opener, and it kind of screams the seriousness of the problem that we have in this country right now. Okay, and then we'll come right back.
In the United States, it is estimated that there's about 100 million people with diabetes and pre-diabetes, 100 million people in the country affected by a blood sugar problem.
The economic impact of diabetes is devastating. We spent almost $350 billion on diabetes in the United States last year.
Diabetes, a chronic disease that's notoriously difficult to control. It can maim and even kill. A generation ago, less than 3% of Americans had diabetes. Today, it's almost 10%.
It is now predicted that half of the US population will have either diabetes or pre-diabetes by the year 2025. Half.
Living with diabetes today is a story of new discoveries about our food environments and choices.
As a 7-year-old coming from a third world country and getting free candy, I was like, yo, I'm so down for America right now. Like, this is tight.
It builds on exciting new progress in drugs and technologies that have made the disease more manageable.
This device is around the corner, and that's really what we're trying to do, is get much better therapy to people that requires much less of their participation and provides much better care.
And it reveals the terrible struggles that so many with diabetes still have, day in and day out.
So they was looking at me like, how are you even standing here on your feet? You're supposed to be in a coma.
So when we think about the impact to the system, way too many emergency room visits, way too many amputations. Why isn't there a war on diabetes?
got our food shot already.
So this guy, I was just told. Oh no, he's fine. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's put Goodall in the room.
Oh, thank
you. My nurse practitioner start with it. Thank you. I'm Dean Schillinger. I'm a primary care doctor at San Francisco General Hospital. 1 minute, okay? When I started out as a young doctor, about 1 in 20 of my patients had type 2 diabetes. Now it's 1 in 2.
Diabetes undercuts one of the most basic functions of our bodies, our ability to break food down into nutrients, including the sugar, glucose, that provides energy.
Okay.
The hormone that manages sugar levels is insulin.
So think of insulin as the medicine that you can't live without, right? Like a key that unlocks the door to your cells and allows the glucose to enter your cells. That keeps the level of sugar in your blood in check and your cells nourished.
This insulin-glucose cycle is disrupted in diabetes. In type 1 diabetes, the immune system attacks and destroys the part of the pancreas that makes insulin. In type 2, the pancreas makes too little insulin and the body resists the insulin it has.
It's really obvious when your blood glucose is too low why that's dangerous. You know, you can't breathe, you can't survive. You won't live very long if you have blood sugar that's too low. Blood sugar that's too high is equally dangerous, if not more dangerous, over time.
Diabetes is truly a silent disease. It could take up to 15 years for someone with diabetes to develop the first symptoms that are related to high blood sugar levels.
You don't have a water or soap, you want to use the alcohol pad.
For many people, by the time diabetes is diagnosed, the damage is done. Damage that can include blindness, heart disease, strokes, even amputations.
There's not a lot of things more disfiguring than losing a limb, particularly a leg or a foot. We now have a limb salvage unit at San Francisco General Hospital to handle the volume of these amputation patients, something 10 years ago would have been unheard of. I've probably seen.
Now that's the introduction to that PBS special. It ran about 2 years ago, and maybe a couple of things stood out there to you, and you could relate to some of it right off the bat. The numbers are a little bit dated because it said that the number is about 100 million in this country. It's higher than that now, because right now there's about 30 plus million with diabetes, and there's about 96 million undiagnosed that are heading toward diabetes. So just do the math. That represents 1/3 of the United States population. And they mentioned 10%. The doctor there said that there was a time when he had, 1 in 4, 1 in 5 of his patients, but now he says 1 out of 2. Every other patient he sees has diabetes. I was just looking at a documentary, a video of a doctor in UK, and the percentage in UK is about 4% diabetes. It's 10% here in this country, 10%. In other countries, same thing, 2%, 3%. In this country, it's 10% of the population. That is an enormous problem, no pun intended with that. And what personally made me so passionate about diabetes was the fact that I grew up with it. I still vividly remember my mother giving herself insulin shots. She'd give them right to her stomach, or she would give them to herself on her inner thigh. Whenever the area got worn out, then she'd go find a new spot. And she was always giving herself shots. I remember times when her sugar levels would drop low, we knew to go find something for mommy to put in her mouth. An orange, some orange juice or some crackers or something. We knew that was the thing if mommy started to get weak. And that's a horrible thing to live with. And now, mind you, now listen, think about that now. That's 40, 50 years ago. And the number of people being affected by it now is out of control. There are some that are on here now who right now are currently probably suffering and struggling with diabetes, even as we speak. Jeff, before we describe a little bit about how Microdaily makes a difference, do you have a story that you want to share that could maybe illustrate that people don't have to live with diabetes right now? You have something you want to share now?
I've got a couple of them actually lined up. If you're okay with it, yeah. Let me.
I think go ahead and show a couple of the stories, because people, let's give some optimism first, and then we'll go on to describe a little bit how Dr. Prasad's research has made a difference in what they're looking at. So go ahead, please.
Absolutely. Okay, so this couple are some good friends of ours.
This is my wife, Carol, and we're both diabetic and have had amazing results. Our blood sugars went down over 30 points. My neuropathy in my feet was gone in about 10 days and just felt incredible. The energy levels, everything just went up. I'm gonna let Carol share her experiences with the Microdaily with her.
Yes, and once again, my name is Carol, and I have 9 brothers and sisters that all have, basically most of them have type 2 diabetes. And my first experience was just so awesome that I couldn't ignore what was going on. My neuropathy had really been bothering me for years. And when I started taking the product, Microdaily, I took the capsules in the beginning, my neuropathy, I can honestly say within 2 weeks, my feet were not hurting me anymore. And I got so excited. And we hooked up with our great upline, Jeff and Helen Ashby, and we traveled with them a lot. And every day, Art and I would say, we're not going to go a day without taking Microdaily. And we did, and we were faithful, and we will always be faithful. Art just turned 72, and I'm turning 70 in 6 days. And we actually have more energy than what we did years ago before we got on this. And I really noticed it when I went to a family wedding last month, and there was a DJ there, and I danced straight for 3 hours. I was not tired. I have noticed a real boost in my energy and in Arthur's energy. And we are getting proactive in a lot of different avenues in our life. And I'm just going, what? What are we going to be like when we turn 75, Art? So this works. We love it. And we love sharing it. And people that just don't give it the chance that they should, we get really frustrated, but we just say, you know what? It's their choice. We always say you can't lead a horse to water, you know?
No, you can lead a horse.
Oh, you can lead a horse. I get things
But you
backwards.
can't make it drink.
You can't make it drink. So this is my testimony, and my testimony of this company, and my testimony is real. It's the truth. And we welcome anybody that is wanting to make a life change. Give it a chance. It's real. It's truth. Thank you.
It works.
You know what, Jonathan, let's just leave it at that one. I've got another one, and maybe we could insert a little later on, but I just want people to be able to sit there with a couple that is extremely passionate about it, truly life-changing, and like you, their entire families on both sides had suffered from diabetes, and look at the difference that they are enjoying today by just trying it.
Yeah, that's a powerful one. My sister is doing good too. I still remember when she made the phone call. She was one of the first ones that you sent a sample of Microdaily to, and just last year, year before, she said her A1C was down around 5.5. She said, and I mean that's truthfully, is better than mine. I mean, this is someone who was so brittle diabetic that she finally saw her A1C come down to normal levels, which is really just kind of a mind-boggling situation. Okay, so thank you very much on that one.
And I was just going to say, we during Lunch and Learn today, we had a lady from Jamaica come on, and she actually started the product on the 4th of this month. So November 4th through November 24th, yesterday, she went to her doctor's, and her A1C went from 8.5 down to 5.8 in 20 days. 8.5 to 5.8. She was just beside herself. So,
in how many days?
20 days.
How's that even possible?
I know. She started on the product on the 4th of November. She signed up at the end of last month. By the time she got her products all the way down to Jamaica, she got on this morning and started. She says, I took my first micro daily dose on November 4th, and yesterday, November 24th, she went to the doctors in Jamaica. They weren't celebrating Thanksgiving, and so she's there at her doctor's, and I've got she sent them all to me. She sent her entire blood workup over WhatsApp because she was so excited.
That's just beautiful. Wow, it's happening. It's happening. We're seeing those kinds of results over and over and over again. And we're going to get a chance to hear from Dr. Prasad. He's already prepared a new PowerPoint presentation with new research that he's going to be sharing on December the 4th. That's the Sunday, right? The first Sunday of the month is December the 4th.
Correct.
So, there's good reason for everybody to make sure that any human being that you know is on that program, because everyone who, if we don't have diabetes, we could very easily fall into the category of undiagnosed diabetes, because we heard the one scientist there say that it can take up to 15 years before the first manifestations of the disease even appear. 15 years. And I actually have heard that documentary many times, but for some reason I missed that part of it every time until this time. So we could be walking around and it reminds me of a gentleman that I knew over in, I say knew because he's died, but he lost his eyesight because of undiagnosed diabetes. So there he was, completely blind. And he admitted that his way of life, because he was a professional musician or something, and it had something to do with some sort of entertainment industry. And he just neglected himself, and cost him his eyesight, and then eventually just cost him his life. He died.
Wow.
So it was a sad story. He was trying to do things because he was taking other things at the time to elevate his glutathione levels. But I now have come to know that by itself, elevating glutathione is not enough, Jeff. I'm seeing that elevated glutathione is not enough. And I was always disappointed when that was my primary focus at the time. But
yeah,
it wasn't until you showed me that patent that it was an eye opener. There's something else.
And Dr. Prasad also announced earlier this week that his next book is going to be on diabetes and diabetes complications. And so we're seeing it just like the lady I was referencing this morning from Jamaica. They wanted her to like Greg's brother-in-law, get the port put in her arm. That's where she was, because the diabetes gone untreated, unregulated, along with the high blood pressure that is there along with it, had resulted in a stage 4 kidney disease.
Yeah.
And so she was facing that same thing 3 weeks ago, getting a port put in her arm so that they can hook her up to dialysis. And I don't know if all of our guests realize because it's kind of hidden in insurance costs, but there's a Divi dialysis center coming soon to your neighborhood.
Whoa.
Because they make $6,000 times 3 a week for each patient that comes in there and gets dialysis taken care of. It's $6,000 per session. So
are you serious?
Serious as a heart attack. $6,000, but it's all hidden in insurance costs and a lot of greasing each other's palms. But a Divi dialysis center earns $6,000. Well, it costs $6,000 per dialysis session times 3 a week, and that's the average.
$18,000 to $20,000 a week off each person.
It's just like we're cattle being pushed through these things. It's just like the stalls. We don't see the fences, we don't see the feeding trough. We're just going through this life, and that's just kind of the next step. Is let's help you manage your diabetes for the rest of your life, and then the next step is this, and the next step is this, and the next step is this. And when I realized that, Jonathan, $6,000 per dialysis session. Look at the money that's being made off of these individuals. Just keep them stupid.
Yeah, very sad. The woman at the very beginning, and again, this is 2 years ago. She said 1 year prior, so 3 years ago, there was $350 billion spent on diabetes in this country, and it's a growing market.
It's trillions. It's no longer billions right now. It's trillions. When you look at that, that's Dr. Prasad and I were having a conversation. And that's why his next book is Diabetes and Diabetes, complications, because it triggers so many other aspects. Heart disease and, kidney and renal, it's just, what an incredible time to be discussing this. And I think, I don't know. My experience just yesterday alone, enjoying a holiday overeating and eating everything in sight. I'll tell you what, that probiotic, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And I didn't have any of the issues that normally comes when I'm overdoing all of the breads and the pies and the sweets and so I think we're going to even find out that Dr. Prasad has some knowledge about what's going on when it comes to even our gut. I mean, he was the one that discovered the butyric acid, that small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, is doing things positively in our bodies. So, Jonathan, what a great time to be alive. And thanks for inviting me on today. And this discussion that we're having is amazing.
Yeah, I think more people need to know this, and there need to be, in my opinion, more roundtable discussions. And I'm going to be doing everything I can to get more professionals, because I don't feel like I've done enough to get the word out that diabetes can be.
And we can just pull it up. I'll just pull it here onto my screen, and you can address that. It's that patent number 7605145.
That's a big deal, and that's a real big deal, folks. To see that right there. I mean, look carefully. That bottom left part of the screen right there. And I'll just tell you my personal story with that same diabetes patent you see right there, because it was a friend who, just like many of you who are here for the first time right now, and by my count, there was probably about 15, 20 at the beginning of the meeting who were brand new, could be more like 30 or 40 by now. But it was this gentleman here who's hosting this meeting with me right now, Jeff Ashby, who came to my house. And I still remember telling him and my friend that, make sure you tell him I only have 20 minutes. Now I only have 20 minutes. Just make sure you tell him that. And so he's doing a beautiful presentation, explaining all about this. And as far as I'm concerned, the time just could not go fast enough, because I was done from hello. Done. Didn't want to hear it, because I already had great products. I was only doing this out of complete respect for my friend. I didn't know Jeff or Helen. I was glad Helen was there. She's very nice. I didn't care until this man showed on the screen. Put that back up there again, Jeff.
Absolutely.
It had a patent. And read those words, folks. It says there, it was granted on October the 20th, 2009. Micronutrient formulations for treatment of diabetes mellitus. Now, I can't say it. Jeff can't say it. I cannot say to you the words that MicroDaily will treat diabetes. I can't say that. We will never make that claim. We don't make that claim. We stay as far away from that as we possibly can. But we can tell you that there's a patent, number 7605145, a US patent, United States patent, issued number 765145. Google it, and you can see it for yourself. I'm going to show it to you here in just a couple of seconds. That has the words treatment of diabetes mellitus. And I said to Jeff, I don't mean to be rude, but you don't need to finish that presentation. Tell me about that. That's all I wanted to know, because I went from being done and couldn't wait until they left to locking the door and not letting them leave for 2 hours. 2 hours. And Jeff says, he says, well, who do you know has diabetes? I said, who doesn't have diabetes? He said, well, give me the name and address of a couple. I'll give you 4.
Yep. And we felt that it was important enough after that conversation with Jonathan, understanding we didn't realize who he was and the success that he has had, but we just felt like, you know what, we're in our van, we're in Florida, we've got 4 months worth of product. And so we sent off 4 bottles of product to 4 different individuals. And then we left. Jonathan was one of our last get-togethers that trip. And we drove back across the country. We were in California 10 days, roughly, almost 2 weeks later, when Helen gets a call. And it's 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. in California, and 7 o'clock for one of Jonathan's relatives. And yeah, she was so excited that she had to call and explain to us, explain to Helen, because Helen is the one that had communicated with her, told her a little bit about how to take it and how to do it. And because Jonathan was just like, prove it to me, brother.
I needed proof. I needed proof. See, because at that time, all the products I had, everyone had been claiming it was helping with diabetes. But at best, it was helping with the ancillary issues of diabetes. Truth be told, the product was called Immunical, and there was a woman whose husband had gangrene. She made the doctors had recommended that both his feet just be amputated because he had been affected by some fungus from the Panama Canal in the military or something. Plus, he was dealing with diabetes. And she said, thank you very much, but I like his feet right where they are. And she went home because she said she couldn't imagine having to wait on him hand and foot, no pun intended, since they would have been gone. But she wrapped those feet every single day, made a poultice out of Immunical every day with that man's feet. She finally went back to the podiatrist, and the guy says, why you got this man's feet all wrapped up like this? Everything was healed. That's all I ever saw. Those are the only benefits I saw most of the time when a person had, diabetes. And again, I'm just relating my personal experience with my clients with it. That some of them, it took their sugar levels to the roof. It never really helped to ameliorate the issue. There was never any benefit. This was the first time someone said to me, my fasting sugar levels were lower than they'd ever been, and they'd never seen anything like that before. So it was mind-boggling to me, just mind-boggling. Because it made me realize that that when that intensive care nurse said to me that she was praying for my mother's immune system to kick in, that here was the immune system kicking in her I'd been looking for since my mother had died. Here it was. And Nick, if you've got Greg Value's story where he describes what happened to his brother-in-law because he was heading toward kidney dialysis. Can you play that real quick for us, Nick?
All right. Now this was in July. All right. My brother-in-law, he's got diabetes, high blood pressure, and stage 4 kidney disease. Okay. And they both been on Micro Daily about, I'm gonna say about a month and a half total. Okay. They started in, let's say, August 6th. So September, yeah, about a month and a half, almost 2 months. Now my brother-in-law, man, I don't even know what to say about this. His blood sugar is leveled out. He's still at 114, 125. That was, before when he woke up, he tested it, and it was at 300, 350. After about 4 or 5 days of being on Micro Daily EMF, it went down between 114 and 125. He was happy just about that. All right, now his high blood pressure has leveled out. Okay, to where, he's scared to take his medicine for his high blood pressure. I said, no, go ahead and take it, dude. I said, you take your medicine, let the doctors tell you not to take it. All right. Now, yesterday, he's got stage 4 kidney disease, and he's going Wednesday for his checkup on it. He went and got his blood test, and we've been waiting on the score back from the it's called the EGRF number, which tells you when you need to go on dialysis. His number last month was 15, which is 1 away from going on dialysis. Last night, when he got back yesterday, we checked his MyChart. You ready for this, man? He'd been on it a month and a half. His number went from 15 to 26.
Did the doctor go back and check it again just to make sure?
We ain't went to the doctor yet. That was they sent him for a blood test a week before his appointment. So I myself is going with him on October the 5th to his appointment, and I want to see what the doctor has to say about what he's been doing.
Take a recorder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, I was waiting. I said, don't let it stay the same or grow a point or two, because I will not shut up about Micro Daily. It went up 11 points, so I'm ecstatic. He's ecstatic. We was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, because I checked I got my little printout right here, man. I was going over it with Willie, and I said, look, mine's at 78. The last time they checked it, his went up 11 points. So I told Rob, man, I've been telling everybody. I mean, I got my flag planning, dude. Everybody and their mama's gonna know about Micro Daily from Greg. I can tell you that, bro.
Well, that's a bittersweet piece of news there, Greg, because what you just said indicates that my other mother, if she had just continued, instead of heading toward dialysis, could have been a different outcome.
The reason I firmly believe they was wanting to cut on his arm, on his left arm, to put that little, I guess, device in there for his dialysis. And they was like, well, they already told him, well, you're going to need dialysis anyway. Let's go ahead and get you started on that and get your report ready. And then, because it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks for it to heal. I was like, he's 1 point away. What happens if he needs dialysis now? And, he said, I'm going to wait until my doctor's appointment and see what the Micro Daily does.
Yep.
I said, might as well. So he waited, and it went up 11 points. So I'm ecstatic. I didn't go to sleep last night at 3 o'clock.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Thank you, Nick. I don't know, Jeff. When you hear that story, and add that to what you said earlier about the financial part of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever be able to look at that story the same again, because they weren't doing him a favor getting him ready for dialysis. They were
That's
as part of the budget.
That's the next shoot. I mean, that just like cattle, that is the next shoot that they want him to go down. It's like this lady down in Jamaica. I mean, she was at 14 and they wanted to put that port in her arm because that's what we do next. That's what you do next.
Yeah. Forget about trying to resolve it. Forget about at any point in the process, turning this person around to improve their health. It's cha-ching. We just lost 2 or 3 that died. So it's about time to get some more cattle in here to keep the revenue flowing. And it's sad that that's the way to think. And I hate to believe that the entire medical system, that everyone in the medical system feels that way, because I don't think they do. I don't think that they all do.
Yeah.
So I think that there are some genuinely good people, in the medical system, but it's sad to think that it's a business, and that's what it boils down to. Well, I think the folks need to have a little bit of an idea of exactly how this, how Microdaily works. And I did say I was going to show that the actual full patent. In fact, I had the patent ready because I wanted people to be able to see that that this thing actually exists. And because mind you now, for anybody who's wondering, I didn't just sit around and wait for. I'm a show me type person. I do believe that I need evidence, and that's what I told Jeff at the very beginning, that I need to know. I need to see evidence that what you're telling me is true, and he provided it. But I wasn't going to stop there, because I've been told so many things by so many people over the years, and I just could not take being sold another bill of goods by anybody, for any reason. So I went searching. I went on the internet. I just went right on the internet and I went looking. I punched in those numbers myself, US patent 7605145. And I waited until I looked around until I saw anything that came up with that. And this is what I found. Jeff did not send me this. Engage Global did not send me this. I found this myself on the internet. United States patent. And there it is. Micronutrient formulations for the treatment of diabetes mellitus. There it is. And then the inventor's name is right there. Kedar N. Prasad. That's the man I met myself in 2016, 2017, not long after must have been 2017, not long after I first met Jeff and Helen Ashby. And let me tell you something, for anything to include the words treatment is monumental. That really is an earth-shattering statement. And for me, it was a big deal because, again, the other products that I dealt with, nothing had the words treatment. Now, there were some other patents that the other product had. They had some really good patents, for them. But my thing was diabetes. That was the main thing for me. Don't get me wrong. I care very much about heart disease because the diabetes led to that with my mom. I care much about cancer because I've seen all kinds of people getting cancer. I care a whole lot about the kidney thing because, again, that's what my mother was dealing with. But diabetes was the heart and soul of it. That was the root cause. Look at the conclusion, the summary of Prasad's invention here, right? Invention provides a formulation for minimizing damage to at least one of cells, organs, and systems within the body of a subject afflicted with diabetes mellitus. Okay, so that's the whole point. Minimizing the damage to at least one of cells, organs, and systems. The cells associated with the pancreas. And I don't know if you remember it at the very beginning in the documentary Blood Sugar Rising, they had a little diagram of the pancreas there. Did you pick it up? It said in type 1 diabetes, the immune system is attacking the beta cells. The beta receptors, that's what supplies the insulin, detects the insulin and shoots out the insulin into the bloodstream. Then it said in type 2, the body has a problem with processing insulin properly, and the pancreas is not producing sufficient amounts of insulin. This is minimizing the damage, is what it said. That was the initial intent of it. And then right over here, it goes on to describe a little bit more exactly the way that it behaves, and especially type 2, which is the second paragraph after the red marking. In type 2 diabetes, the major problem is insulin resistance in the target tissue, improving glucose utilization in peripheral tissue by stimulating glucose transport and uptake. Now, what is this stimulating glucose transport and uptake? What is that all about? What's that saying? I don't know either. But I guarantee you that Dr. Prasad is going to give us a little bit of an idea of it in our discussion with him. So once again, I'm going to encourage you, please, everybody, make sure that you are present and that everybody that you know is present at the presentation, the doctor conference on December the 4th. December the 4th at 5 o'clock. That's Sunday at 5 o'clock. Get every human being that you know there, because if they're not directly affected by diabetes, they soon will be, or they know someone who is, or soon will be. They're projecting by in the next, 7 years, I think it said, that the number is going to be 50% of the United States population. No, I think it said by 2050 is what I think they predicted, but that's where the numbers are heading. But here's a diagram showing basically how it works, right? So you see on the far left side there, after a person eats, that's what causes blood sugar to rise. So this blood sugar is in the bloodstream, and bloodstream, of course, is the channel that you see across the middle. And it's the beta receptors in the pancreas. This is the pancreas over here on the right side. It's the pancreas there. That's what detects that sugar is in the blood. So it drops these keys. You know what the keys are, right? Because that's what we were just looking at in that paragraph. Part of Dr. Prasad's patent described this very process, improving how this process takes place. Pancreas dropping more insulin into the bloodstream, and it's the insulin here that acts like a key to allow the transport of the sugar into the cells. So the insulin here, and this is the glucose channel, the transport. This is the glucose itself. Because of this key, insulin, it turns the lock, the gate opens and allows the glucose to be able to go into the cell. That's how the whole process works. And that patent, Dr. Prasad's patent, said that this was a unique formulation to improve this process. You may be saying to yourself, okay, improve? Are you talking about fixing it? Are you talking about repairing it? Are you talking about curing it? No. The patent said micronutrient formulation for the treatment of diabetes mellitus. That's what the patent's title was. Treatment. Treatment meaning improve it, improve how it works. And there it is. And we're seeing story after story after story of exactly how that happens. And it may seem like such a minor thing, but think about it. When you take your car to the mechanic, a lot of times sound major to you and me, but minor to the mechanic. Minor. Your washing machine sound major to you. The whole house sound like it's falling apart. Open the lid, shift the load around a little bit. Minor. Sometimes a major problem is a minor, tiny resolution. That's what we're looking at here. That's what we're looking at. But there's more. There's more. And that's the part that excites me, that there's more. Because if there's other things that people can do, we don't have to get in line. We don't have to be the next cattle going to the slaughter. Doesn't have to be you. Doesn't have to be me. And that's what my wife and I, that was our plan. Our plan was, because her father was an amputee from diabetes. So early on, we said, you know what? We are genetically And because of our lifestyle, the way we were raised, we're predisposed for diabetes, both of us. If we don't start thinking differently and doing things differently, we're going in the same cattle line. So early on, we started trying to make those adjustments for that. So Jeff, you had another story that you want to share. You want to cue that up real quick, and we'll take a couple of questions before we wrap up, because we got some special announcement we got to make, folks. So because we have some stuff to give away, so let's go ahead and share this this additional story, and then we can start take a few questions and then start giving stuff away.
All right. Yep. So this is David up in Grants Pass, Oregon. We had an event, and he was standing in front of the room. Just listen to what was going on with his A1C. Here we are.
Hospital. I'm diabetic. My A1C was in the 12s, which if you're diabetic, that's not a good thing. I'm also a high blood pressure person. My blood pressure was out of sight. When I got introduced to this product by Bob and Kathy, I had to have spinal surgery, upper spine, lower spine. Wound up taking no pain meds.
We're twins.
Which I love that, because I'm not a pain med guy anyway. My A1C, I took my test just the other day, is 5.7.
Wow.
That's not your A1C.
Excuse me. The only thing I'm doing different is Micro Daily. Nothing else. So I gotta say, it does what they say. And if we don't share it with other folks, shame on us.
Wow.
Pretty sobering.
Wow.
And once again, it's those complications that result from diabetes. And you can see it right there. He was talking about not only his blood sugars, but he's talking about his high blood pressure, and you just go down through the list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's and I hate to just pass this on, but it's the side effects of the medication that causes many of those ancillary problems. So and many folks don't pay attention to the side effects. There was a study done out of the University of San Francisco, published in the San Francisco Chronicle 7 or 8 years ago, that they concluded that diabetes medicine causes diabetes. So here's a treatment that's just making the whole situation worse. There's no effort whatsoever to rectify the problem or to improve things. It's all about, keeping you in good enough shape to get through the cattle line.
Well, and just here's another thing, and people can go back and research it. It used to be that they didn't care about your blood sugar levels unless they got to a certain level. And it was about 15 years ago that they went and they says, you know what, if we can lower that level and then tell everybody that they've got pre-diabetes, and we can get them on some medication sooner. Then we've really got them. Then we can make sure that we've they're heading right down. They don't even need to put up the fencing any longer. It's just, well, this is the next step. And in fact, we saw it. There was a really big push about 9-8 years ago, where we had billboards. As Helen and I were driving around the country, we would go through. Freeway after freeway billboard, and it says, do you have pre-diabetes? Get checked, because so many people out of this population has pre-diabetes. And so it was just scaring everybody to go out there. Oh my goodness. Yep. You are a candidate. We need to get you on this stuff right now.
Wow. So sad. But it's where we are. And it's the world that we live in today. Let's see if anybody's got any questions. Anyone have any questions that's focused on what we talked about, If you're wondering how to get the product, you just get back with the person who invited you. So let's get that question out of the way right away. So the person who invited you, they will help you to get the product. And the
Don't wait.
correct one to
Get it
take.
coming. Get it coming
Yeah.
right now. I mean, you're hearing these stories, and this is you were here for a reason. And even those of you that may be aware of it, order an additional bottle or two so that you've got it ready to go, because you don't know when somebody's going to come to you. And if you're not prepared, if we didn't have product with us, and Helen and I are saying, why do we need all these extra bottles of vitamin? Of Micro Daily. I mean, we don't take that many, and we weren't planning on selling a bunch of them, but we were ready when Jonathan said, "Hey, do this and this and this for me."
Yeah, it was a brilliant investment, is what that was. Just absolutely brilliant. And I to this day believe that is the best way to help somebody, is to just get them started. And that's the reason why we're going to be giving away some samples here.
That's right.
But,
And the samples are amazing. I mean, I tell you, we have a lot of people that are enjoying the benefits of that Micro Daily in this very easily, just sent. But, right now we're using a lot of the samples as to, hey, take a couple of these while yours is in transit.
Yeah. Right. That's a good way to do it there. So
you've got a hand up.
What we're encouraging folks is target the Micro Daily EMF, because part of what is making our life more miserable is the fact that we're being slammed with radiation everywhere. So go ahead and target that one. That should be the one that you should be trying to get on. And if you get on that's the red bottle. Okay. Micro Daily EMF is the red bottle. Now you want to take 3 capsules 3 times a day, if you can. All right. Now that's like a bottle and a half. So you need, if it's a couple, if it's 2 people in the family that you're working with, and you're over 50, over 60, you want to take 3 capsules 3 times a day, is what is really the way the best way for you. So that's a bottle and a half. So if it's a husband and wife combination, order 3 bottles for the month. Okay. For a husband and wife. The probiotic boost, very good to add that into the conversation. 1 probiotic boost in the morning, that's usually good enough. For a person that's having average, gut issues, that's good enough. The 1 probiotic boost is the way to go. Now, if for some reason you could only afford the original formula, the original Micro Daily, in that case, don't change it. Still go with 3 capsules 3 times a day, because it's not as strong as the EMF. So that's been our experience with those who have diabetes. The more they take early on, the quicker and the more effective the results will be. So 3 capsules 3 times a day, especially if the conversation involves diabetes. Now, did we make it clear already, Jeff, that this is not a treatment or cure for diabetes? Did we already make that clear?
Nope. You know what? I just need to protect us all. I'm going to pull it up here on the screen, and I'm going to read it, Jonathan, just because we've been, we need to protect ourselves.
Okay.
We need to protect the product. We need to protect Dr. Prasad. So these statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and includes information on recent advances in research on micronutrients. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. Engage's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition that we are lacking. So
that's what we need. We need to just make that clear. Folks need to understand that we're not talking about a treatment or a cure, but you saw the patent for yourself. So anyway, we want to make that clear. That's the best way to use it. We got a question from James D. So James, you have our attention.
Hello, how you doing, Jonathan? Hello, Jeff. How y'all doing? The call was very informational, informative. This question is for Jeff. I just kind of had a question because I was on this Tuesday call and everything. Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Jeff, I was trying to see, I was going to get my sponsor to purchase the Micro Daily, the probiotic, and the collagen. But did you say the supplement on Tuesday was like if you buy 2, get 1 free? Or did I misinterpret?
Yeah, so you you were partly correct there. Right now, the company has going on, and this is the first time it's ever happened. They are offering one of the Micro Daily products, and it happens to be the Micro Daily Gummies, the children's version. It is a buy 2, get 1 free with the children's gummy. So we've never had this happen before. Yes, thank you, Jonathan. That is an amazing opportunity to just have available to you. And it's truly one of the best ways to sample this product. Get an adult to take 2, 3, 4 of these, and they've got an amazing experience in front of them. So you'll never be able to get it less expensive than that. But yeah, when you're going to a bundle, this is the Dr. Prasad Choice Bundle. That is still all priced like it is, $257 for an investment in your health that will return all kinds of rewards.
Okay,
That's the best bundle.
This is the best bundle, and this is the bundle that also carries an additional incentive to those who are suggesting their friend starts with a subscription. It'll pay 100% commission out on that first subscription. So it is truly the way to go.
Okay, then I appreciate it. Thank you.
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate it. But keep
Thank
up the
you for
good
your
work.
question.
I thank y'all. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, James. Yeah, that was very good. So
I
there's
held the
another
bottle
question.
up there, and it's like, man, now my mouth is watering. So I'm gonna just eat one of these right in front of everybody. Every time I
Yes,
sit down in front of
yes.
the camera, I do that to protect myself.
You know what? Jeff Hazel has asked a question in the chat. She says, "Is this product as effective for type 1 as it is for type 2?" So, what have you seen as far as the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetics?
It all goes back to what you were describing to us earlier, Jonathan, where the patent is all about going in and correcting those different, whether it's your organs, whether it's the cells. And what we're finding out is that even with type 1 diabetics, where their body produces no insulin, they're able to use the supplemental insulin at a much better rate. And so we've got individuals that are on insulin pumps. In fact, one of them comes to mind, Dr. Carolyn out of the Dallas area. She's an actual physician and has a pump because she's type 1 diabetic. And she was able to look through her own charts and understand exactly from the standpoint of, I know what's going on in my body. And she says that the supplemental insulin is being utilized at a much more efficient level in her body. So she's not requiring as much.
It's like having lubricant on the lock that was rusty and stuck there for a minute. So it works a lot better. Very good. Thank you. Hope that answered your question, Hazel. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, my question is when you take these products, like I'm getting the all 5 products, can you take them all at once, or do you have to have time in between each one?
Everything is based on a twice-a-day dose, with the exception of the probiotic and the collagen. And we do ours all in the morning at once and all in the evening at once, unless it is the collagen, it goes in the morning. And
Right.
we've typically been doing the probiotic at night, right before bed is how we've done it. But yeah, I'll take a handful.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Prasad agreed that there's no problem, there's no toxicity with taking them all at the same time. So right on the money there. Another question here from Stephanie. I can't, there we go. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Now, if we're talking to someone who is already on dialysis, that's, getting those treatments, I mean, would this be okay to share with them, if they're already on that, having that dialysis, that are already doing dialysis?
Absolutely. We've seen individuals that are no longer needing dialysis. They were doing it 3 times a week. Then it went down to once a week, once a month. And it's not an overnight fix, but we've got individuals that are part of our team. They're in the Florida area. Greg, that one of his best friends started to have the urge to urinate again after being on dialysis for quite some time. And so excited. You don't
That's
realize
amazing.
you don't realize what a joy it is to be able to go to the bathroom until you can't.
That's right.
So most definitely.
All right, thank you.
And that's powerful too. And you think about it, folks, the blood is an organ. So having this organ removed from the body and put back in the body 3 times a week, that's massive amounts of stress. Massive amounts of stress. So the best thing you could be doing for a person is getting them on Microdaily, because the stress on the body is ameliorated to a greater degree. And now it's actually assisting the body to heal. So it's actually a beautiful thing. So very smart to do that.
We're just correcting a micronutrient deficiency, though. We're just correcting a deficiency. The body's the miracle.
Yep. That's it. Not curing or treating anything. Go ahead, Bobby.
My question is, once you get your levels at a okay level, do you have to take this after it's leveled off, or is this something you take for the rest of your life? I have another hope, but I just want to know how long, is this something I'm gonna have to do forever, or as long as I'm living?
That's one of my favorite questions, Ashley, Bobby. And the way I usually answer it, Jeff may have a different approach, but someone took the food out of food.
Yeah.
And as long as we're eating nutritionally deficient food, we need to provide our bodies with nutrition.
Okay.
So my question, you're not supposed to answer a question with a question, but my question would be, how long do you want to have optimum health? Optimal health. So you take it for as long as you want to feel good. Because if you go back to eating food, the same food that we were eating before, no matter how high the quality is, guess where it's going to lead to? Right back where you were. So you may not have to take as much, but I'm 60 and I take the product because I don't want diabetes. I'm taking because I don't want a heart attack. Because people who get heart attacks now, what's happening now is people are finding out that they have a heart attack. The family's finding out that they had a heart attack. They're not finding out anything. These people are just dropping dead, suddenly. So I just assume try to ward that off personally. So I hope that answers your question.
It did. One more question though.
Mm-hmm.
What about prostate problems? My husband.
What about it? I don't have any prostate problems. And all the men that I know that are on the product are raving about it. In fact, just last week, 2 weeks ago, got a phone call and a request for support from an individual whose prostate was massively enlarged, number one. And he had taken a procedure where they took steam and injected it in to steam away scar tissue. And so they had to put a catheter in to make room, hopefully, for his urethra to begin to work. He has been miserable. The first dose of Microdaily, everything changed.
Okay. I was just trying to do something that's preventive for the both of us.
There you go.
At this time, I am a diabetic. I'm type
This,
2.
this will help. I just did a call with another gentleman who's been on the product for almost 90 days. But Jonathan, he was just taking 3 capsules in the morning and 3 capsules at night. They called me Monday, and I said, I want you to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and call me today. And so he upped his dose to 5, 5, and 5. And in those 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so Thanksgiving, they called me this morning, and he says, instead of getting up 5 times a night, he only got up twice last night. So it took a little more than just the 3 in the morning and 3 at night.
Okay.
I sleep through the night. I don't get up not even once. Every once in a while I get up once, but rare.
Okay. Thank
Rare.
you. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. And thank you. Thank you for asking both those questions. That's very helpful. And Norman, is this a quick question? Because we got some announcements to make. Norman Hargrove. Okay, well, we'll come back to you, Norman, all right? So
yeah, it's a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Could you hear me? I just want the patent number, the US patent number of the product.
Patent number.
17605-145.
Say that again.
Yeah, now you got me second guessing here. I'll pull it up onto the screen. 7605145. I knew I slipped a 1 in there. So 7605145.
Thank you.
And remind you now, folks, that patent was for the original formula, MMF. So just keep that in mind. The product now is called MicroDaily. That was the original patent that was issued for MMF. Okay, the original formula.
Greg's got his hand up.
Go ahead, Greg. We're supposed to be making an announcement about stuff we're giving away, man. Go ahead.
I got a real quick question. I got a little Chihuahua, and I know MicroDaily's safe for pets, and he's been having some joint, and I think Arthur has showed up in his body. What do you recommend me to put in his food or his water or whatever?
Right there, same thing that you're doing. Just 1 capsule in the morning, 1 capsule at night.
Just 1 capsule. Okay.
Just one. In fact, you could even, based on his weight, you could go half and half. But you know what? They need the help as much as we. There are no toxic buildup, and so I would do 1 and 1.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
That's it. And then come back and let us know. I mean,
no doubt. You know I will.
Video. Get some video of him not being able to jump on the couch or jump up onto, where he's at, and get some video, because we got these little fur babies now that are they're jumping up onto the back of the couch all in one jump. So
I don't want him doing all that, but okay. But I can't wait to January on my update with Randy.
Oh,
that's just 3-month update. I'm waiting on diabetes, I'm going to say the stage 2 kidney disease, because it ain't going to be stage 4 no more. I already know. So, anyway, let's get on with the free stuff. I like free stuff, so let's go.
All right, very good. Okay, so let's talk about some of this free stuff that folks are going to be getting, Jeff. So I sent out an announcement and said that the first 20 that, I think it was the first 20, or was it 10, that sent their information in the chat at the beginning of the meeting between 10 of and 6, that they were going to get a free sample. So that was the first thing that was done. So I've got the chat, and Nick is going to download the chat, so he's going to save that. And we got contact information for every single one of those persons, if they follow the instructions. So those folks will be given an opportunity to get a sample. But you know what I think we're going to probably do, though, Jeff, since there's so many guests that are on here right now, what do you think about just giving a free sample to all the guests? just send them all one.
That's exactly where I was going with it, Jonathan. Every one of them. They came today and they're getting
Okay, so-
it free.
All right, so they're gonna get a free sample. All right, so every single guest now, those of you who are affiliates, you know that don't mean you. That means the guest. So all the guests are going to get one because the idea was, of course, that we want to make sure that they could try the product. So all right, y'all heard it from Jeff. Now Jeff is ambassador. Okay, so and Jeff knows the value of this. Now here's the second thing that we're going to do. We're taking this up a notch for you. So Nicholas, tell us about that Black Friday special again. Bring that up for us, Nick. So the Black Friday special, now the company is already giving away a free bottle of microdata. So when you buy 2, you're getting that third one for free. So if whoever buys this special tonight, we're going to send them 2 free samples. So in other words, if you buy this tonight, before midnight tonight, and send the email to me, eg@jonathanejones.com, with your proof of purchase, and we also need to know where you want the sample to go to, because you may not want the sample to go to you. You might want it to go to your nephew or your grandmother or somebody else. So you make sure you give us the specific information as to who you want the samples to go to, and we will send for 2 people that you specify the free sample. Okay, is that a good deal? What do you think, Jeff?
Oh my goodness, it's like, I haven't ordered mine yet. Can I get them?
Yeah. You're included too. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
But let's take it up a notch, though, Jeff. You think we should take it up a notch?
Why not? I mean, it's Black Friday, you guys.
What if they buy 2? What if they buy 2 of these Black Friday specials? Do you think we should, give them a little something if they buy 2 of these?
Yeah, and I'd take it all the way to 5 samples.
Well, I'm gonna take it past 5 samples.
Really?
I'm gonna send them a whole box of gummies, an additional box of gummies. Nick, you got that picture?
What?
Yeah. Now, Jeff may send you 5 samples, because I only have 10 boxes. I got 10 boxes I'm giving away. So for anybody else.
So you're talking a box of sample gummies.
Yes, sir.
You guys realize how much more that costs than just a bottle of gummies?
I'm giving away a box. Nick, you Nick, you didn't get the box, huh? You didn't get the picture of the box. So
I'm gonna go get a box of them because you got to have it. Hey, so hang on a second.
I have 10 boxes I'm giving away. So for anybody who buys 2 of these,
that fast. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is what a box looks like. And you open up this box, and this is a sealed box, but you open it up here. How do I open it here on camera? This is one of those things that they do. They're called an unboxing. I need a really nice knife, and I need all these kind of things. We're going to do an unboxing for everybody. That is the best way to get your gummies right there, you guys. That right there is a 30-day supply.
Take one out.
Look at this. Look at this, you guys. There's the gummies. It's sealed at the top, and you've got all of the supplement facts panel on the back. In fact, we had people handing these out as Halloween treats. They would just staple it to the little card there. Imagine this was the children's gummy. I mean, it's actually the probiotic boost, but they would just staple that to it. And this was the Halloween candy that went out to help all of the parents. And it is such an incredible way. In fact, we order a lot of our gummies just this way, because you can just toss that in your purse. You can toss it in your car. And if you're with somebody and you're just sampling them, they feel like that because this is sealed. It's sealed, and it actually has a little zipper closure. Helen saves these little bags, and then puts all of our supplements in there. So when we travel, we've got all of our supplements in this little zip-locked closure.
Separated out. That's very nice.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So we got to make this clear now, Jeff.
Oh my goodness.
We got to make this clear that that deal is for not just for guests. It's the first 10 affiliates
that orders the special times 2. So they're getting six bottles that they can just eat to their heart's content. Then you guys understand how expensive this box is?
First 10. The first 10 that send me the invoices, I'm sending them another box to wherever they say. They may not want the box to come to them. They may want it to go to somebody else. I'll send it wherever they want it sent in the United States.
118 East Fremont Street.
And
send them to me.
And hang on. Did y'all hear? Jeff said he's giving 5 samples to everybody else. So the first 10 get my box. Everybody after that's getting 5 samples. So that's a lot of Micro Daily being given away today. So that's for you guys showing up. And the big deal here is to get everybody to the Dr. Prasad presentation on December 4th. That's what this is all about.
These can do amazing things for adults.
Between now and then.
This is the same formula. So this is Micro Daily EMF in a children's dose.
Yep.
That's it.
There we go.
It's going to take 8 of these. I mean, so if you're an adult, you're going to be plowing through a bottle pretty quick. It's
but it's still a good snack.
Oh, it is my go-to sugar crave.
Yeah.
In fact, for adults that have dementia or any of that kind of stuff, which is also a complication of diabetes, just put these in a little candy dish. And just like those lemon drops, those little lemon hardtack candy, like the older people used to just that's what happens. Even if they sit out for a while and they start getting a little harder, then they can suck on them even longer. But it's a fantastic way to just sneak the nutrition in without them even knowing it.
That's it. That's beautiful. Yep. All right. So let's make it clear. So for all the guests,
says, what's your email, Jonathan? It's going to be blowing up here.
Yeah, we got to merely make it. That's eg@jonathanejones.com. So for everybody that's on, the guests especially, they buy the special, right? The Black Friday special. The Black Friday special, they're going to get 2 sample credits. That's by midnight tonight. So that's guests or affiliates. That's anyone who buys 2 of the Black Friday specials tonight for midnight. The first 10 are going to get a box of the gummies, the sample gummies. The first 10 are going to get a box of the sample gummies sent to whatever address you specify.
Wow. December 4th, when people are holding up their boxes that you send.
Bring them to the meeting.
Bring them to the meeting. Start that meeting out just like I do with every meeting. Stick those gummies in your mouth.
That's right. The ones after 10 from 11 up, they're getting 5 samples as specified to addresses you specify by Jeff and Helen. So this is about everybody with diabetes, with children with diabetes. This is all about, we want to help. And we're serious. We're serious about pushing this forward to build your organizations and to help folks to fight this dreaded issue. Okay. Any questions? Did we miss anything, Jeff?
There's Bernard. My wife has my credit card. She owes me a box.
We should have put some exceptions in there. We should have put exceptions in there for people like Bernard. Any folks who had issues. Certain stipulations. But
oh, that's awesome. Way to go, Jonathan. That shows a mark of a true leader, somebody who really is putting his money where his mouth is and saying, you know what, this is all about getting people out on December 4th to hear the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation talk about one of his passions. So Incredible opportunity for all of us.
That's right. Everybody can do it. If a couple people that's got a couple questions here, Lewis Simmons, go ahead with your question. Don't forget.
Yeah, on those specials, you said you get you have to buy 2 of the specials. Am I looking at like 138 a special?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. That's
That's
what I want to know. Okay.
Yep,
Thank
you. You get back with the person who invited you, and they will help you place that order.
Okay.
And then they can send us the receipt, or you can send the receipt, and there's the first 10 boxes. It's going to happen. Very good. Thank you for asking the question.
Okay.
Lula Jester has a question. Don't forget to unmute, Lula. Or did that answer your question? Okay. Lula changed her mind. Bobby Jones.
Okay, one more time. The 5 samples. How do I get in contact with Mary for that as well? Because my information is not on the chat.
Correct.
I was up there, but it's just my name.
Actually, Bobby, I put yours on there. So Jonathan
Okay.
has.
Okay. So
Yeah,
do I
Bernard-
need to get in touch with Mary?
Yeah, Bernard is going to connect with you and make sure that that you all are connected. So
Okay,
Bernard will
thank you
make sure that's
kindly.
tied together. All right.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
thank you. And Lula Jester, go ahead.
Okay, Jonathan, you did give us that information about connecting with you. You did it twice, but would you please give it to me again, please? Your email, is this where we get in contact with you to put our orders in?
No, to email me the proof. Correct. So you place the order. You mean to
You get the special.
Yeah, once you get back with the person who, either if you're an affiliate, you place your own order and email the proof to me.
Okay.
If you are a guest, get back with the person who invited you. They will help you place the order, and then they will email the proof.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's going to go to eg@jonathanejones.com.
Okay, got it.
And we will get it all sent out. We will manage that. All right. Mary Miller. Go ahead. Well, we see you on mic there, Mary, but we're not hearing anything. Yeah, you're unmuted. That's unfortunate. Microphone's not working.
Hey, your email is in the chat, right?
Yes. So what do you think the impacts of this is going to be, Jeff, with folks who are buying gummies and getting the product?
It's going to be like a wildfire going through their contacts, their family members, those people that they care about. This is such an incredible opportunity to have people's first experience with one of the Micro Daily products, and have it geared towards. It was just a couple of weeks ago, you and Dr. Prasad were talking about RSV, and we know that's only going to get worse as the weather gets worse. And so, I mean, we're truly making that ripple, that impact into this population that really needs hope. And that's all you have to have, just a little bit of hope, and that fear can just be dissipated. And so it's just, we love these packs, that ability to get it out there. But if we didn't have those packs, it's just a matter of open up that bottle and just dump a few out in somebody's hands.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic opportunity to have that first exposure.
Hey, Jonathan, someone is asking, when does this special end?
Midnight.
Well, the special on what we're doing ends at midnight. Yeah. The special for the children's gummies goes through the 30th. So it's all the way through the last day of the month. Don't wait till then, though, because you're not going to get the free products that Jonathan and I have talked about tonight.
We're giving it away today.
They're probably already gone, guys. I hate to tell y'all that, but I saw everybody on the pad and everything else is gone.
It's like, I wish they'd hurry and get it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ordering. So
that's a good deal. All right, very good. So let's do this, folks. We by mutiny and overwhelming demand, we're going to have a meeting on Sunday. Sunday at 5 o'clock. So we will have the meeting Sunday at 5 o'clock. Do you know anybody who could have benefited from hearing any of the information today? So it's one thing to get the recording, but I believe Jeff will come back.
I'm here. I'm here on Sunday at 5 p.m.
And we both are passionate about diabetes, and we're not going to stop talking about diabetes all the way through Dr. Prasad's presentation on December the 4th. Okay, so you know anybody that needed to hear this, you drag them here this coming Sunday, and they're going to be excited about what Dr. Prasad is going to be telling us on December the 4th. Okay, so we'll do it. All right, so this coming Sunday, 4 o'clock. And if you have anyone that you think might be interested in the business opportunity, we will have an opportunity meeting. What's that?
Sunday at 5?
5 Eastern time.
Yeah, you said 4 for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, just Freudian slip. I mean, I know we want to get a jump on it, but that's right. Uh-huh.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Where'd that 4 come from? Oh, we used to be at 4 o'clock.
Years ago.
Yeah, that's what it was. Used to be at 4. 5 Eastern time, 5 Eastern time. But we're going to do it's going to be an opportunity meeting at 6. Okay, we'll have an opportunity meeting. So if you know anyone who's thinking about, wondering if there's an opportunity, can you do this as a business and work from home? We'll be talking about that at 6 o'clock. So 5 and 6 will be this coming Sunday. Okay, Greg Satterfield, you got the last word on this. Last question.
Yes, I want to know whether or not, like I was having some difficulties in coming in and I came in late. So you mentioned a recording. Do you have a recording of this session that you had tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you look on your screen, if you are on a computer, you can look on your screen and you see live and you see YouTube up on the top of the screen. If you click on YouTube, it'll allow you to copy the link right there.
Okay.
And that'll take you right back to the beginning. I also just put it in the chat.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. All right, folks. Jeff, thank you very much for your help and your support with this. I think that my team and the whole group will benefit from this program and benefit from your support. And for those of you who are here for the first time, we applaud you for making yourselves available, for stepping out and seeing if there's something that could be of benefit to you and to your family. And I'm going to give you my personal guarantee that the company has a money-back guarantee. They do. So the company has a money-back guarantee. It's 90 days. So you can't go wrong with this one. And you will see some, you'll be happy. You'll be happy with taking this decision, making this decision to move forward with this. So my name is Jonathan Jones, my co-host, Jeff Ashby. It's been our pleasure and our privilege to be presenting this information to you this evening. We'll see you guys on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, everybody. Good night, Jeff.
Thank you, Jonathan. I'm mute. Say good night. Good night. Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you, Jeff.
Jonathan.
My